Welcome to Wasted. I'm Jake Jones, and today we'll be talking about Dead Rising, an action-adventure sandbox game that was released in 2006 on the Xbox 360. Dead Rising follows a photojournalist named Frank West looking for a scoop of a lifetime, then becomes trapped in a shopping mall within the fictional town of Willamette, Colorado. Best known for its sandbox elements and the many different ways you can kill zombies, Dead Rising received positive reviews upon release, spawning 3 sequels, a couple of short films, and a mobile game. So, how many people were wasted before rising back up from the dead? Let's push start and find out. The game begins with the title drop while something staggered into the road and now regretting not looking both ways. We go into the car of the vehicular slaughter where the little girl starts asking questions.
Mommy, what was that noise? Mommy!
What is it, sweetie?
I said, what was that noise?
Mama should have been looked both ways too, because while looking at the carnage, she runs to the back of a semi. They wake up and embrace thinking everything's okay, but honey, those are not people, they're zombies! Mama is trying to get the car to start, even knocking a zombie out of the way, but to no avail, the car never starts, and the two sits in horror as the rest of the zombies invades. We come to find out their names are Connie and Dakota, but either way, they are the first victims on the board. We cut to a man taking pictures from the helicopter named Frank West, a foreign journalist trying to find a big story based on a tip that he heard in the fictional town of Willamette, Colorado. The pilot, Ed, gives a lovely description of the town.
Willamette, Colorado. Population 53,594. Distinguishing characteristics, jack shit.
Sounds fantastic. Flying past Main Street and taking pictures of the outbreak, Frank gets asked to drop up by the mall for the discount sale. And while the military's on their ass, Frank gets to the destination. The welcoming committee of one Carlito starts asking questions.
You're the reporter, aren't you? You came alone. You came by helicopter, didn't you?
After the two play 21 questions, Frank investigates the security camera to see something surprising. A woman getting pulled out of the car and getting eaten, and those zombies are looking hungry. Making his way through the mall, Frank runs into a few frantic people.
Hey, this is no time to ogle pretty girls, son. You looking to get yourself eaten alive by zombies?
What? Did you just say zombies?
Yes, Frank, zombies. How do you not notice this on security camera and taking those pictures? Bro, you got a DSLR. As Frank tries to find things to fortify the entrance when he decides to take pictures of a wandering gentleman. That man does not appreciate it though.
You! Stop right there! Do you have any idea what you've done?
All of a sudden, the woman sees the doll she was looking for and very insanely tries to go get it. The woman named Lindsay almost makes it to the doll, but to no further she gets as she gets taken over by a zombie. I wonder if Madonna gets saved during all this, huh? The mall starts to get overrun and this guy, Freddy, gets eaten up. Also in the green shirt named Chris gets killed off screen, and the old man Ryan gets killed off as well. Look what you did, Lindsay. All of a sudden, a man is yelling directions for everybody to head upstairs, and upstairs Frank goes, makes his way into the security room. In the room, Frank meets Brad and Jessica, agents of the Department of Homeland Security, and Otis, the mall janitor, who's welding the door shut. Brad uses the air ducts to get back into the mall while Frank and Jesse get to know each other.
Nice camera. Are you a photographer?
As a matter of fact, I am. Frank West, photojournalist.
Could you show me some pictures, Frank?
Or maybe not. While going through the pictures, Jesse recognizes the old man. His name is Dr. Barnaby, and that's who they're looking for. But she doesn't let Frank know that at all, doesn't she? When Frank comes back from inspecting the roof, he almost gets knocked out by Jessie with a fire extinguisher, injuring her ankle. She asks to trust him to look for Brad, who seems to be in a shootout with Carlito, but don't worry, Jessie. Frank got it under control.
You know how to use this?
Kinda. I've covered wars, you know.
Frank and Brad gets chased, but Carlito gets away like a mustache-twirling villain. After getting into a tizzy, the two decide to work together, and Brad tells Frank about looking for the old man. They go to the entrance of the mall where Frank last saw him, and they find him contained in a barricade, not wanting to go anywhere.
I am not opening any gate. Thank you very much. I'm going to stay right here.
Dr. Barnaby.
Safe.
Sir.
Thank you and goodbye.
Dr. Barnaby?
Goodbye.
Well, okay then. While looking around the warehouse, Frank is getting concerned by zombies, then all of a sudden, a gnat comes flying around and Frank smacks it down. Upon stepping on it, the zombies all of a sudden head starts exploding. What the fuck is that? Back in the security room, Jesse and Brad try to contact HQ, but to no avail. Frank tells them about his ride on the Ed Express, and that's the only way to get out of here anyway. Brad says they need supplies to hunker down for the next 3 days. 3 days? On the lookout for a surprise, Frank runs to the surprise. This bozo's name is Adam McIntyre, a well-known clown of Willamette who has slowly lost his mind when a zombie killed the crowd. This is a theme of the game where certain characters become psychopaths because of the outbreak, and this psychopath is Juggling Chainsaw Charlie. Bang bang! After Adam is defeated, he falls on his sword, double chainsaw, while laughing all the way to the end. Frank goes outside the mall and, oh shit, almost get nailed by a bunch of convicts. Seeing the next contestants, the convicts get surprised using a baseball bat to the back of the head. At least Sid was trying to be noble, protecting his girlfriend Sophie, right? I would add the convicts to the board because Frank does kill them, but they rejuvenate every night at midnight, so hell nah, I ain't doing that. Everybody's now back in the security room, waking up Jesse, sees something in the monitors, and it's Carlito taking Dr. Barnaby. Frank and Brad go try to intercept them, but Carlito got a BFG on deck. Seeing the doctor in a sticky situation, they go to retrieve him. Brad and Carlito have a makeshift shootout, and both of them lose with them getting shot. Frank gets to the professor and brings him to the security room with Brad being slowed down by the gunshot wound. Frank goes get the supplies for Brad when he finds another psychopath. His name is Stephen Chapman, the manager of CN's Food and Stuff, and this is my store! Okay man, I just said you was the manager. And oh look, there's a woman from yesterday near the entrance. After making it very clear that he doesn't want vandalism, Frank defeats the store manager. As Steven hugs his register, he ponders who's gonna run his store when he is gone and tells everyone to clean up on register 6. As Frank tries to help the woman, she says she don't need any goddamn help and blames him for Santa Cabeza. Frank makes it back to the room and Brad seems stabilized. Frank explains to Jesse who the woman was and Santa Cabeza rings a bell.
Santa Cabeza. I should have known.
Well, none of us know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Locking Frank out because he won't stop taking pictures, he goes look for the woman from the grocery store. When he finally catches up, she tries to run him down, but he takes out the bike and they get her to talk. She explains that it's their fault, not hers or her brother Carlito's, that she'll only have him talk to him after he recovers. Her name is Isabella, by the way. While walking around the mall, Frank runs into a weird situation where an officer is being really suggestive and very aggressive. The officer is Joe Slade, who is clearly in a position to take advantage of this situation. After Joe is defeated, she complains how much it hurts before killing over, and another one's added to the board. Frank returning to his security room tells him what he heard from Isabella. Dr. Barnaby, he's definitely not amused.
They're terrorists.
Dr. Barnaby explains while coughing up a lung that the drug trade did it and that he wants to get the hell up out of here. While back in the mall, Frank is being stopped by a father and his 2 sons. Well, one son and the other one is sure about it.
But Daddy, he ain't no zombie. He's just a man.
But Daddy doesn't care. He's telling him to shoot. And that's the last time we see them as Frank wastes the Hall family. I guess all y'all need more talking practice, huh? Frank at the meeting point for Carlito. She's like, wow, Isabella getting attacked by a zombie. Come to find out, Carlito accidentally shot Isabella and didn't want to meet Frank or anyone for that matter. Frank takes Isabella to the security room and Frank lets the agents know that Carlito started the outbreak. Brad interrogates Isabella and she explains how the whole thing was America's fault, that there is no drug trade but a facility that turned wasps into zombies, and that she wanted to know about it and ask Dr. Barnaby. A wild Barnaby appears! Barnaby out of nowhere attacks Jesse after being kicked away. Barnaby starts to slowly turn, but before that he explains his hand in the experiments that caused the outbreak. The facility was trying to figure out a way to make more meat, but accidentally just made zombies. Barnaby succumbs to his wounds or got infected, I don't even know. But either way, he's on the board. Honestly, he kind of deserved it because his experience made the zombie outbreak in the first damn place. After Brad shoots down the doctor, Isabella wants to help them. Back in the mall, there is a congregation going on with a bloody ass sermon, wild and raincoat, people putting moments in boxes. What the hell is this? Frank wastes no time, and these 10 raincoats, part of the True Wild cult, gets added to the board. Chasing after Sean Key and the leader, they make their way to the movie theater where the pastor kidnapped more people. After another declaration, Sean has a mannequin holding a sword fall into his eye. Woo! Let there be no salvation wherever you going, good sir. Frank caught up in another situation runs to a pyromaniac that's ready to blaze up some women. After Frank chases him down, the idiot drops his cocktail on himself and goes up in flames. Yes, I know you can save him, but honest man, he don't want to be saved. While in the security room, Isabella tells him that Carlito is ready to blow up the joint and that the explosion will spread the virus. Brad and Frank go out to stop the Big Bang Theory down at the bottom of the mall. Carlito wrecks the truck with the bombs after getting distracted by Frank and Brad. Brad and Carlito has a shootout where it looks like Brad wins, but Brad forgets the kill shot and Carlito gets stabby with the agent before Johnny Cage kicking him out of the room. Brad then turns on a flashlight and he sees a massive amount of zombies in the room. What do you think about that, bruh?
Well, shit.
Mr. West makes his way back to the room and Isabella tells him about Carlito's computer. After retrieving the computer, they type in a bunch of failed passwords when Jesse gets a call to check something out. On the security tape, Carlito's getting dragged by a big son of a bitch. That big old man is named Larry Chang, a butcher that likes fresh meat. Meat like Carlito over there, who looks like he's in bad shape. Frank is trying to convince him to give him that fresh meat, but Larry is ready to send Carlito to the slaughterhouse. Larry gets defeated by Frank welling in the process before checking out. I guess that big old son of a bitch ain't fresh. Carlito, being in a terrible state of affairs, tells Frank that his purpose in life was to get revenge for his town. Frank promises to get the story out, but after Carlito gives him the pendant for Isabella, he dies from his injuries. Carlito, as insane as his plans were, was trying to fight her as people, man. Frank meets back up with Isabella and gives her the pendant which has her family portrait inside, what gives Isabella the idea for the password. And with that, they are in. Jesse calls Frank and tells him that headquarters is denying the event ever happened and is going to wipe out everyone in Willamette. The soldiers show up saying that they're going to take Jesse into custody if she keeps her mouth shut. Well, she didn't exactly do that as Jesse turned into a zombie. And Barnaby attacked her, she got bit or infected or something, but either way, she's now added to the board. Frank comes back and sees she's also being eaten by two soldiers. Y'all was trying to be reasonable, and look what happened to you. While the military storms the mall and mow down anything that's moving, Frank's chopper comes back just in time. And to his surprise, Ed can't believe that Frank is still alive. Maybe there is hope after all. Maybe they can get out of this. Oh, hot damn it! A zombie's been in the cockpit, wait, this whole time? Ed gets bitten by a ninja zombie and unable to focus, because how could he? The helicopter goes down, and so does Frank's chances getting out of here. R.I.P. Ed. Seemingly with no hope in sight, Frank just sits there waiting to get a bite. As the zombies approach him, a wild Isabella appears with shots to the dome, and Frank collapses on the roof. Isabella takes him back to her hideout and Frank finds out that he's been infected. I don't know how he's been infected, but he's been infected. It's a video game, just run with it. But don't you worry, Frank. Isabella has an idea for the drug to stop the parasite growth. Come to find out while figuring out the drug, Carlito's plans were not over. Yep, turns out Carlito infected 50 orphans, then gave them the temporary drug to spread across all throughout the country. Forget what I said earlier about Carlito, man. He's a bastard. After getting injected with the drug, they try to figure out a way to get the hell up out of here. While coming up with the drug, Isabella found a pheromone that the zombies don't like that would keep them away. They go into a zombie-infested cave to find the other side is a military truck that they obviously are going to accommodate, and it looks like they're going to finally get the hell up out of here. Ah, shit, a tank! They get knocked off the road and Frank is face to face with a cannon. After Brock Mason, a special forces officer gives his jargon about knowing kind of person Frank is, but is not aware that he has covered wars, you know. And also he gets to turn around. Seeing a bunch of zombies distracts him enough for Frank to do a smack to the face. Frank kicks Brock into the horde of zombies being served up for the next meal. Isabella, frantically fighting off the zombies below, sees Frank look defeating, letting out a yell of anguish. The game ends in an epilogue saying that Frank made it out with the story of a lifetime, even if it was still disregarded by the government. And that is the end of Dead Rising 1. But I am going to add 3 other psychopaths that are in the game that are not in this particular playthrough. Cletus Sampson, a gun owner who after being defeated scurries around the shop until he runs into a zombie and gets eaten. There you go, Cletus! An ex-military vet who thinks he's still in the war named Cliff. After Cliff is defeated, he gives a picture of his family to Frank, saying the war is never over for him. R.I.P. Cliff. And finally Kent, a jealous, photographing bastard who thinks if he gets a picture of a dead Frank, it'll put him on top. After he gets defeated, he tells Frank to take a picture of his death, which Frank obviously declines. How many characters got wasted in the beginning of the zombie apocalypse? Let's put the numbers on the board. So I got a total of 38 characters wasted in Dead Rising. with 32 men and 6 women, including a kid, so there's that. The game over sticker goes to Madam McIntyre. Most of these kills just have people killing over, but he goes out laughing with 2 chainsaws going through them. That's just crazy, man. The play again sticker goes to the True Eye Cult members, because you don't see them die in a cutscene, you just know that they died. It also has 0 lines, so this is an extra nothing. And that was Dead Rising, a game unique for the time, and it ended up with a few sequels. We'll check out the DLC that's between Dead Rising 1 and 2 next week, but until then, this is Jay Jones, and you just got wasted.